Good day, I am Adventure Argonaut. This is Kamikaze Lassplanes, and back to this game, and it's surprisingly good. I wasn't expecting great. The story especially, the gameplay is okay, like a shooting shmup kind of game, but the story is surprisingly engaging, which isn't really what I was expecting, especially with the promise that's as not promise premise that's as dumb as it is. Girls turn into planes. um let's see, everything looks okay. My streams, I mean, yes. All right, then let's go and play the game. Let's do this. Yep. Last paranoia check that I wasn't deluding myself. Which one is the right save? This one, I guess. So yeah, we went to the other island, Azuria, I think it was called, and find out there's some crystals, light crystals under the lighthouse, but they've been sort of depleted, and it's part of this mystery, and there's some weird ghastly things there or something, and the people had disappeared, so stuff is getting weird. Anyways, I returned from Azuria blended into one chaotic scene. We returned to the landing spot and quickly took off to the sky, heading for Sky Fortress. I'm just thinking about Lassplanes. I guess they don't need fuel. Like their fuel is just food, like what the girls eat. So it's interesting. I was moving automatically, not thinking about what I was doing. My mind was too busy processing everything I had learned, everything I had seen. Even now, sitting on my neatly made bed, I can't focus on anything else. My eyes sweep over the pages of reports from the front lying on my lap, but after reading just a few words, I lose track of the text. HQ didn't have many questions, they paid no attention to the fact that we returned an hour late. After all, it's hard to predict the course of a battle and how long an assigned mission will take. I didn't tell them the truth about our landing in Azuria, about what Hannah showed me. I promised her that after all, but I also had other reasons. Looks like the HQ is hiding it for a reason, and the last thing I should do is blab everything out in the base. Even though I can't stop thinking about it, I didn't breathe a word. Especially since keeping the secret turns out to be easier than I assumed. The officers' quarters are empty today. I look around the room over the reports in my hand. Two of my colleagues are on a mission. One is in an infirmary due to poor health. Other beds haven't been assigned to new officers after being taken from deserters. There's not a soul in sight. I could share the revelations with even. There's no soul in sight I could share with the revelations with even if I wanted to, so there's nobody to share them with. I try to focus on the text, scanning it for information if the Empire forces have been spotted on our territory, but my eyes unconsciously turn to the massive window on the wall. Sun rays coming through it bask in the bedroom in a refreshing glow. Up there, among the clouds, I notice the familiar glint of the floating watchtowers. Or rather, fake watchtowers. Just regular defensive towers designed to draw the enemy's attention. Now, looking at them, the illusion seems almost unconvincing. They look so regular, too small to house even a fraction of the energy receives necessary to keep the veil up. The banners on the structures flutter in the wind. The light crystals powering them emit a subtle, tamed glow. Through the eyes of my imagination, I recall the night before, the real watchtower Hannah showed me. The chill that went down my spine even though there wasn't enough energy to power it. The interior seemed vast and ancient, like something that wasn't constructed by human hand but simply grasped and subdued. Just an echo of an old story we are not meant to learn. And the structure, it seems impossible to grasp how many people must have been engaged in constructing something that powerful. Just three are enough to protect our whole kingdom, to keep the barrier around it. One in Azuria, one in Lunafell. My gaze sweeps over the buildings in the sky. I guess the capital probably will have one of them. My gaze sweeps over the buildings in the sky. Where could the third one be? Hey! Yeah, I was thinking Alba has to be back soon, and now Hannah is probably gonna disappear for a while. I freeze at the sound of a familiar voice coming from the entrance. My head turns so quickly that something cracks loudly in my neck. And okay, we died. This is the good ending. Alba. Trust's presence immediately dispels my questions and dilemmas. It's been only a few days since she disappeared in the infirmary, but feels like an eternity to me. So much has changed. Or maybe I changed. There you are. I was worried sick. I put aside reports I couldn't take in anyway. Alba's return is a great deal, but I've been waiting for her so long. We have so much to discuss, I don't even know how to start. Since Strauss has taken away, I've been nearly expelled from the army and drafted again. From her perspective, nothing has changed, maybe except the depopulated officers' quarters I'm sitting in. But I experienced such a roller coaster of emotions, it'll be hard to unpack everything. It can wait though. I briskly jump out of bed, ready to properly welcome her. How dare you! Josh's raised voice makes me stop in my tracks. She looks exactly how I remembered. I don't see any bandages, bruises, or any reminders of our tough battle in Lunafell. But her expression is one of pure shock. Noticing it, I freeze. Doubt creeps into my heart, so joyous to see her again. I stare at her dumbfounded. There's a letter in her clenched fist. I recognize it. It's the one I wrote her night after Hannah's arrival at Sky Fortress. All of a sudden, my mouth becomes dry. Hannah. Alba told me how much it means to her that I'm her pilot. That's never found someone so compatible before. She's never found someone so compatible. Is she mad at me for flying with Hannah? Does she think Hannah is now my last plane, not her? I suspect the Lassplanes can pick and choose her pilots, but I honestly doubt it works other way around. Will they make me choose? Does Alba think I already made that choice? Sheer thought frightens me. It's not like that, definitely not. I raise my hands in defense. It's not what you think. How dare you meet the legendary Hunter Brandenburg and not tell me about it sooner? What? The girl in Lunafell you told me about was Hannah. Well, the last plane. I can't believe it, Walter. The shock on her face turns into pure wild joy, stuns me at the same time. For a split second, I was terrified that flying with Hannah was a betrayal to Alba. And here she is clutching my letter like a valuable treasure, already entering my quarters, excited like a child. I didn't realize you know her. Are you serious? How could I not? She's Hannah freaking Brandenburg. Oh, okay. She's the first Lassplane, the very first one. Can you imagine? You mentioned that. There was no other before her. That's usually what first means. I heard so many things about her, oh my oh. Alba pacing around my quarters, too animated to sit down, is an interesting occurrence. We haven't seen each other for so many days. In my naivety, I thought maybe she missed me, but Tross seems not to care. My gaze follows her as she's circling the room like a vulture. The same purple hair and the same cheerful spark in her eyes I remembered. She's been gone for so long I nearly forgot how energetic she is. So much she's about to blow up my quarters with all that energy. Is it true she looks like a model? I don't. Against my will, I feel myself turning red at the question. I heard she's so powerful she could destroy an entire city with her rockets if she wanted to. Can you imagine? Oh, I want to be like her one day. You wish to destroy a city, Mistress? Oh, I heard she doesn't even need a pilot to fly. Can you believe it? An independent last plane. Oh, to be free like her. Hey, that hurt. Oh, not like that, Walter. You know, I would love to fly with you till the end of days, but it would be nice to have an option not to. Still hurts. I chuckle under my breath, unable to resist teasing the excited last plane. In reality, I know very well it's better for her if she didn't need me, but I didn't know that Hannah doesn't need a pilot to fly. So why did she pull me out of bed that morning when the transporter was escaping Sky Fortress? Even before, it seemed to me like an irrational whim of the last plane. She had her pilot on standby, but she preferred another one, or maybe she didn't have the pilot on standby. Maybe she was alone in Lunafell back in the day. Now, knowing she didn't need me at all, it seems even more ridiculous. Did she want to test me? Give me a second chance in HQ's eyes? Well, I did go back to the army thanks to that. I need to talk to her about it. In the meantime, I'd love to hear what Alba was doing in the infirmary for so long. But it seems I'm rather low on Tross's list of priorities. She's too preoccupied with Hannah. An attempt to get past her emotions seems as difficult as navigating a minefield. Do you think I can meet her? Sure, why not? You're both last planes. She's still in the Sky Fortress as far as I know. Can you make that happen? Meow? As if to the rescue, a familiar meowing catches my attention. Iluna proudly steps into the quarters from the corridor, looking fluffier than ever. The cat gives the room a judgmental look and stops at the girl by my side. Seeing it, Alba practically jumps. What is that? It's so cute. I find it very disturbing that last planes don't know what cats are. Yeah. We grow up in military bases. Have you ever seen a cat in a military base, Walter? But still, you'd think they also travel around and I don't know, and think they'd have basic education. Well, I'm seeing one now. Girl leans over the pet with fascination, is eyeing her suspiciously, keeping distance. She doesn't know what cat's meow means, but I do very well. It's the announcement that its owner is coming. As soon as Hannah slips in from the corridor, Alba lets out a loud shriek, almost jumping out of her skin. She turns her back to the door, looking at me with disbelief. Her face is burning red. Oh my, Walter! Walter, she's here! Her conspiratorial whisper is so loud it'd be generous to call it so. Facing away from the door, Tross starts fighting her impeccable uniform in panic. Like, the name should be pronounced Trosse, I think, but I think it's just easier and makes more sense to say it Tross, so that's why I say Tross. She brushes her fingers through her wild purple hair as if it could change anything. Over her shoulder, I see Brandenburg leaning on the doorframe. She raises an eyebrow, surprised at the sight of Alba desperately trying to tidy herself up. Tell me, how do I look? You know I can see and hear you, right? Yeah. The cat in the passage reacts as if struck by thunder. Sss. Iluna screeches, frightened by Tross's sudden scream. The cat bolts between Brandenburg's legs, whose eyebrows rise even higher in shock. Tross jumps around, blind to the chaos she has caused. Tense as a string, she raises her hand to her temple in a proper salute. Senior Last Plane, Brandenburg, is an honor to meet you. A senior? Uh, I pull back, although the scene seems incredibly funny. Alba moves with me as if I was her emotional support animal. Just as Hannah is apparently Iluna's emotional support, the cat is hissing at Tras for her disgraceful crime, making a loud noise. Alba's dream beaming in her eyes, I can see nothing but reverence for the last plane in the doorway. It's interesting to me and utterly confusing for Hannah. The legendary last plane's expression shows embarrassment. She clears her throat, trying to remain composed. Nice to meet you, Alba. Mulder told me a lot about you. Uso. Lies. Probably all lies. What? Why do you assume I would told her something bad? Oh, it's such an honor to meet another last plane. And the first last plane at that. I have so many questions. Uh-huh, I bet. I forgot to warn Alba that Hannah hates questions. But to interrupt their interaction would be a crime. It's too amusing. I've already dealt with both of them, but never together at the same time. Ménage à trois? Now, when they are in one room, it feels like watching a crossover of two different worlds. The awkwardness of this meeting is palpable. Can you really fly by yourself? How did you learn to do that? How long have you been a last plane? Oh, you have to tell me. Yeah, sure. Maybe we can talk of it after dinner. She stops short when Alba gives out a happy squeal as soon as she hears the confirmation. Knowing Brandenburg's temper, I'm already impressed by how well she's taking it. While Tross is as zealous as an ignited fuse, Hannah seems frozen like a wax statue next to her, and yet apart from the confusion there's no resentment on the latter's face. She wasn't that patient with me. Last plane privileges. I move my gaze from Alba to her, and for a moment our eyes meet. I can feel she came here for a reason. I actually wanted to. You're the very first last plane, like ever. Ever. How does it feel? Which last plane did you. Last plane base did you train at? Were they different in your time? Wait, you must be much older than me. Go check on my son, be right back. I have returned. I guess he's still sleeping. Just complained a bit because he can probably hear my voice. Wait, you must be older than me. I feel as I was struck by lightning. Trust speaks with such innocence in her voice, such joy on her face that she's probably oblivious to how it sounded. But Hannah's features immediately contoured with fury. Oh my. Are you saying I'm old? I didn't mean it like that. You're like experienced and wise. So old. But don't you dare finish that word. Tension in the room grows so thick you can cut it with a knife. The older first last plane turns so cold she is like a block of ice. Even the cat steps back into the corridor as if it felt the temperature drop too. Seems like I should save Alba from the predicament she landed in, or rather she created. I clear my throat. So, what's for dinner? Distraction is my strong suit, even if not in the brightest way, although I wouldn't say it's smart. I smile faintly when the two girls turn their judging gaze to me. Hannah sighs and steps back into the corridor where Iluna is
あ
waiting.
のな。
I need to do something. We'll talk later, okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yes, Senior Lassplane Brandenburg. I mean, yes, Hannah. As soon as the last plane disappears, Alba jumps to face me. It seems that not only did she not mind Hannah's distant attitude, but also didn't notice at all. Even the hesitation that crossed her face when she entered the minefield didn't stifle her enthusiasm. I can see a flame of determination in her eyes, so strong it makes me cast a shadow. Her fascination begins to scare me. You had heard that. We'll talk later. We're basically friends already. I can't wait. But it's still so early. It's hours before dinner. I don't mind that the dinner is still far away. There's so much I need to discuss with Trust that I need all the time I can get. Should I start with what happened to me or what happened to her? I glanced at her figure, trembling with emotions. The long stay in the infirmary left no trace of her. We can use this time to catch up. How are you? Great, better than ever. Alright then. It's been so long since they took you from that to that infirmary. I was worried. Why would you be? I was in good hands. I haven't heard from you at all. I was scared you got hurt in Lunefell. Your safety is my responsibility, Alba.
やめてよ。
Bleh. I'm fine. In fact, I think I've never felt this good. Okay. I feel I hit a wall. Was I the only one who had a hard time when she was in the infirmary? I guess they wiped her memory or something of her parents, something like that probably. Or is she simply too obsessed with Brandenburg now? I don't know if I want to spoil her mood by talking about Azuria, not when she is nearly beside herself, clenching her fist with determination. I can see her mind is somewhere else. The enthrallment with legendary Lassplane doesn't pass easily. So, you met Hannah. I'm glad you're happy, Alba. Didn't know you're such a fan. She was like a war hero even before the war began, you know. So, just a hero? You're just a hero. Tell me, when did she arrive at Sky Fortress? When you were away, a couple of days ago or so.
何?
What? We need to give her a proper welcome, Walter. I bet you didn't even show her the base. She didn't want to see the base. I tried. Oh, you're such a terrible host,
あ
Walter.
のね。
We had to throw her a welcome party. Before I even think, my eyebrows jump higher. A welcome party for Hannah, the same Hannah who manifested her disgust with being in Sky Fortress on her first day. Alba must have great faith in her skills, so she really thinks she's a great host. Organizing a party for Brandenburg is a nice gesture, but somehow I can feel a trickle of sweat on my neck at the sheer thought. Not even an hour has passed since she came back from the infirmary, and she picks the hardest task out there. You didn't get a welcome party either, and I didn't hear any complaints. Yeah, because it's you who welcomed me to the base, dummy. As I said, you're a terrible host. Hey. Thankfully, the beauty of Sky Fortress was so immense I overlooked your lack of effort. But Brandenburg,
あのね。
she's the first Lassplane. It's like the 10th time you're saying that, you know. She's probably seen everything the world has to offer. Sky Fortress is nothing to her. We need to step up the game, Walter. A big, vivacious party. Let's invite everyone from the base. Perhaps in the canteen? Oh, I could ask the quartermaster to prepare a feast. Unlimited food. Unlimited drinks. Mostly food. I don't really care about the drinks. Alba's pacing around the room like she doesn't even have patience to stand still. She's spitting out words like a machine gun. I can't keep up with her suggestions. A great, exuberant party? HQ won't allow it. We're a military base after
思
all.
うんだけど。
They'll give in. It's just one evening dedicated to their best last plane. You'll invite them too. It's going to be the biggest party Sky Fortress has ever seen. I raise my eyebrows. The party Tross was talking about is growing to a frightening scale. I'm not sure if Hannah will enjoy such a habitat. She preferred to stay out of the canteen when she could. On the other hand, it's just as easy to disappear in the crowd as on an empty balcony. Except, like, if she's supposed to be the guest of honor, then everybody is gonna be blah, blah, blah. Sky Fortress didn't impress her, but maybe when she sees people celebrating her presence, she'll realize how much she means to us. What should we do? Let's do a save. Now I'm very paranoid because you can actually die after a bad decision. But yeah, I can imagine Hannah going haywire and just killing everybody if we do a big party. I think a small gathering might be a better idea. I don't think a big party is a good idea. Huh? How so? Hannah doesn't strike me as the party type. I spent some time with her before and she always chose secluded places with not many people around. But everyone loves parties. What do you mean? I think bringing the entire Sky Fortress to a big party in the canteen might be too overwhelming for her. So, so no welcome party? I could swear I see tears flashing in her eyes when she speaks. The need to prepare an appropriate party for Hannah seems incredibly important to Tross. It's not surprising if Brandenburg is her idol, of course she wants to welcome her in Sky Fortress adequately as the host. Maybe the party would be a nice a chance to let them know each other. To let us three know each other better before we fly on another mission. I sigh, thinking hard about what we could prepare. The middle ground Hannah will enjoy at the same time will satisfy Alba's needs to be a great host. Let's say not a party but a small gathering. In the hangars, not the canteen. How about that? Hangars? We spent one afternoon in an empty hangar. Lots of space, crates to sit on. Just us, some drinks, and the stunning views. Seems like her type of party. Yeah, I guess it's more my type of parties too. Especially if there's cat and pussy. So, a sad bender? Hey. No, it's okay. I can work with this. Despite the disappointment in her eyes, she turns to my bed. Without asking, she picks up a random piece of paper from the bedside table. To my horror, I realize they are the reports I didn't manage to read. We can still decorate. Ask the quartermaster to prepare dinner. We'll invite only a few dozen people. A few? A dozen or so it is. Alright, I'll take care of everything. I glance at the list she's making. Amused, I notice the title on the top, Sad Bender. I am Bender, insert girder. Tross finishes her note. She's doing it with such passion I can hear the pen screech on the desk. I have a feeling she's about to make holes in the paper. Suddenly she gets an idea. She looks up and locks her eyes with mine. I see a twinkle in them that worries me. You know what would be amazing? Oh, I just have to do it. I'm afraid to ask what. Her smile turns conspiratorial and I turn worried, especially when it grows at my question. I could bake sweet buns for the party. Oh, that's actually a very good idea, Alba. I was prepared for much worse. My nana used to make them for me when I was little. They were delicious, the best things you'll ever taste. I know you told me before. I did? Oh, okay. See, I told you she lost her memory. Anyway, I think I can recreate her recipe. I might have to swap some things. I can't imagine Tross in the kitchen, but her growing confidence is unstoppable. Maybe she only needed encouragement. I can see gears turning in her head. No stopping it now. I must convince the quartermaster to lend me the ingredients. Oh, there's so much to do, Walter. I don't know if I can finish in time. I'm getting nervous. The evening is so soon. What if the quartermaster won't give me the ingredients? If you're going to be stressed out over this, then maybe don't. Oh, I absolutely have to. Watching her clench the to-do list in her fist, I can't help but laugh a little. Before my very eyes, she wrote all these points herself, adding to her responsibilities for the rest of the day. I doubt I can convince her not to complete each and every one. I want to talk to her about the watchtowers and Azuria, but Tross is already shifting her weight, ready to act. What a weirdo, I can only play along for now, and we're not supposed to tell her about the watchtowers and stuff, right? I approach her, glancing at the list. Okay, so you do the food. What is there for me to do? What do you mean? There's still plenty of time till the evening. I can make myself useful. Well, do you know how to decorate? Not really. Okay, we need pretty invitations for the guests. But I can write? Oh, hell, no, I saw your handwriting. Scratch that. I like the way she says, Yurusanai. Can you put together some cocktail recipes? You just mix stuff together, anyone can do that. She's trying to be nice, I appreciate that, but I notice her complete lack of faith in my skills when she goes quiet, struggling to find something for me to do. Something to make me feel useful without giving me the chance to wreak havoc. I'm beginning to feel bad watching her think so hard. Luckily, a bright light bulb pops over her head when she gets an idea. I know what you can do. I can think of two things actually. You can come to the kitchen and help me prepare the sweet buns. Oh, cool. I never made sweet buns, but you'll help with the cleanup. She cuts my sentence like a crack of a whip, stopping my dreams about baking together. She won't even trust me with a piece of dough? Fine. And the other one? Hannah cannot know about her welcome party. It has to be a surprise. But you know how word travels in Sky Fortress. Stay with her and make sure she won't find out. Sounds easy enough? Hannah doesn't seem interested in what's going on in the base, so it can be hard. If I spend the afternoon with her, I can make sure she won't learn about the party. Admittedly, I don't know where she went, but I'll surely find her. On the other hand, if I spend time with Alba, maybe I'll be able to help with preparations. I'm not as useless as she thinks. It's been a while since I last spent time with Tross. I couldn't even talk to her because of her stay in the infirmary. And most of all, whoever I choose, I get the chance to discuss Azuria with one of the Lassplanes. I need to pick carefully. So is this like who I want to be? The final ride or something? It's slow as same. So yeah, there is an argument to be made to spend time with Alba, but I'm more into Hannah, and also like I don't think we should discuss Azuria with Alba. We promised and stuff. Like I don't think she has the mental composure really to handle everything, and we yeah let's keep Hannah busy until the party. Seem the scale of your preparations, Alba. I think someone should keep an eye on Hannah. She'll surely notice the buzz in the base if someone makes the decorations or chatter about her plans for the evening. I'll keep her busy until then. Do you swear you'll do your very best to keep the secrecy of this confidential mission? I'll do my best. The enemy must not know of our plans, soldier. You have to do better than just your best. Enemy? I'll make sure it'll be a surprise for her. You better. Joss straightens her back, saluting half jokingly, half seriously, and heads to the exit. I see she's excited, although it could be for many reasons. Meeting Brandenburg might as well have paled in her eyes, confronted by the perspective of making sweet buns. I watch her leave, amused. I already forgot how intense Tross's temper is. Glancing at the mirror, I smooth out my uniform. Once again, in my Skyfortress career, I set out on an expedition to find a missing Lassplane. One would think I already have a knack for Lassplane hunter on Skyfortress. After all, I did it so many times. My companions often use drones to locate people they need. I would love to do that if the drones weren't holding a grudge against me for whatever reason. I don't know why, for leaving them alone and minding my own business. Luckily, I already have a method for Hannah. She's quiet and likes secluded places. Looking for her is much harder than looking for loud Alba, always all over the place. The secret lies in finding the cat. Somehow Iluna has become Brandenburg's shadow, which works in my favor. Gwen Fubar, come to me, my shadow. I find Iluna, I find Hannah. With an already devised plan in my mind, I head for the canteen. It's not like I plan to see Hannah there, more so I'm looking for a key ingredient that will ensure success, coffee. At this hour it should be crowded, yet when I reach my destination I don't find anyone but drones running wild inside. Dodging their tongues and gestures of hostility, I rush to the kitchen where I find Tross. The absence of the quartermaster is a blessing. I don't know if I could convince him to give me what I need. And Alba is too busy baking and ordering the drones around to pay attention to me. Without a hitch, I snatch pieces of boiled chicken and hide them in a random sack. Ah, yeah, of course, for the cat. The game of Lassplane hunt requires sweet bravery and cunning, and I'm lacking none of these today. We'll see. Leaving the kitchen, I head straight to the park and start the hunt. I don't feel the need to call out or look around too much. I just shake the bag, spreading the aromatic fragrance of the chicken. I already witnessed what Iluna did to its cousin back then on the balcony. If it's close, the beast will come on its own. I only need to circle the base with my flavorful snack. When I enter the quarters, people look at me like I'm crazy walking around the base with a bag of chicken. But I don't mind them. The sooner I find Hannah, the lower the risk she'll realize what Alba's planning for her. So I follow the corridors, finally reaching the main square. As I pass the bathhouse, something catches my attention. Meow. A distant, quiet meowing. It seems weird, as if stifled, like the cat was underwater or behind thick glass. Looking up, I found the familiar figure of Iluna splayed out on the bathhouse window. How come the beast has smelled the chicken through a closed window? Meow. Meowing grows louder. I realize what it may mean. Is Hannah in the bathhouse? I haven't even stepped inside and I'm already hot. The thought that maybe I should wait outside crosses my mind. It's been a while since she left because she had something to do. Maybe she'll come out in a moment. Following her out is the question. Meow. The stubborn meowing makes it hard to maintain my resolve, but I stay outside watching the door expectantly. Only when I hear a frightening high-pitched noise I do jump. Before my very eyes, Iluna pulls her claws out and scratches the glass surface like it could convince me to open the window. Bloody sound is unbearable. Damn it. Passerbys grimace and give me dirty looks, like the cursed cat's behavior was my fault. Swearing under my breath, I reluctantly head to the bathhouse's door. I slip inside the steaming vestibule. The temperature is already noticeably higher. A glimpse inside the changing room shatters the remnants of hope I find Hannah fully clothed and leaving. Hesitantly, I watch the door lead into the main hall of the bathhouse. I'm still subconsciously hoping it's overcrowded and my entering will go unnoticed. But hearing no noises of conversation, I hesitate. If I follow her there, I look like a creep. If I follow her there with a bag of boiled chicken, she'll transform into a plane and dart through a window. Besides, you can't enter bathhouses in daily clothes. If I want to talk to her, I need to take off my uniform. I fight through my thoughts, then another curse leaves my mouth. Resigned, I put the chicken on the counter and pull off my shirt. So be it. It can't get worse. Wrapped in a towel, I take the bait and crack the door to the main hall. Steaming hot air hits my face. A loud meowing attacks my ears, then a female scream. Eee! Hey, finally we see the cat. I think it's the first time we actually get a visual on it. It looks quite small. Also there's boobs. I wipe my eyes wet from the steam and stare at the wildest scene ever. Iluna, stop! Meow. The first thing I notice is Hannah submerged in water. She's hidden far in the largest pool, partially covered by clouds of steam. I can still see her silhouette through them though. Water drops on her smooth skin, shining in the rays of sun coming through the window. rose petals floating on the surface, brushing the curves of her body. I'm just wondering because she has her bikini on, like because I have streamer mode on. I maybe she wouldn't have a bikini otherwise, and I guess maybe it's the streamer mode because I'm streaming. Her annoyed face enveloped in a blush. Despite the distance between us, I can see wet strands of blonde hair sticking to her temples. Even the angry face doesn't make her any less charming here and now. My eyes unintentionally linger on her, while my brain, for a short while, refuses to take in the rest of the scene. See, this was the right choice because we get a bath scene. I don't think we would get that if we choose Alba. But the movement in the corner of my eye forces me to look. Because the other thing I notice is a towel slipping off her body. Ah, the cat, another one, the cat biting its edge. A swimming cat. Iluna is floating on a raft made of something that looks like a swimming armband. She slightly opens her mouth and fangs, tiny as needles, pierce the fabric of the towel she's using as a lifeline. I don't even know if she's aware she's pulling on it. Her eyes are fixed on a single spot, on me. I open my mouth, unsure what to even say, how to comment. Am I dreaming? Meow. Oh no. The chicken. The view and Hannah made me forget about the chicken. Only now do I realize that Ilona is trying to reach me, pulling Hannah's towel with a terrible force. Terrible purpose. Her tiny paws hit the water with the force of a small motorboat. Ilona, what's come over you? What did you do to her, Walter? What? Me? Nothing. Immediately I hide the sack of chicken behind my back, too slow. I meet the Brandenburg's intense gaze when she frowns. I saw that. What do you have there? Meow. Nothing. Seeing the cat's desperation, I move towards the pool's edge, hoping she'll stop struggling so hard if I come closer. It seems as if it has the opposite effect. The cat thrashes even more violently, fighting its owner. I'm starting to feel appreciative of the towel. If it wasn't for it, I think the cat would rip the sack and me in the process. I crouch by the edge of the pool. Brandenburg's glare doesn't invite jokes. Through the water, I see she's digging her heels into the ground to stop Iluna from yanking the towel. As you wish. But know that if the cat pulls off my towel, I'll murder you before you see anything. My hands start to sweat. I'd rather not die today, so I decide to pull the sack from behind me. A spark in Iluna's eyes is ominous. The Lassplane wrinkles her nose when the smell reaches her too. Is this boiled chicken? I can explain. Just give it to her before I lose either my towel or my mind. I know that for a moment I'm wondering if I should just throw the chicken at Iluna, throw it in the pool. I don't want to risk the pool turning into boiling broth if the cat fails to catch it. It'd be a waste of rose petals. I quickly slip into the pool. Hot water immediately envelops me. Its rustle drowns out Iluna's persistent meowing. I see the Lassplane squint as I invite myself into the water. Trying not to mind, I dramatically clear my throat. I reach inside the bag. The cat's meowing turns into a shriek in the unbearably long moment it takes me to come closer and put the chicken under her nose. She nearly grabs it together with my fingers, finally satisfied. With amusement, I raise my gaze from the pet to its owner. I realize how close I got. Too close. Hannah is sitting on an underwater bench. Towering over her, I can see her very well. I can see everything. I feel my face turn red and I nearly jump away like a scolded cat. I immediately retreat to the opposite side of the pool, muttering apologies. It helps that Iluna, too busy consuming the chicken, lets the towel go, and Brandenburg can wrap it back tightly and cover herself from my enchanted stare. What are you doing there? Or here? Do I even want to know why you brought boiled chicken to the bathhouse? Don't you get hungry during a bath? She snorts, shaking her head with condescending. She snorts, shaking her head with condescending. There seems to be something wrong with that sentence. The cat is meowing ostensibly, demanding another serving. Luckily, it floats far from me. I'm rather safe near the wall of the pool. Gradually, as my body is absorbing the water, my mind is absorbing the absurdity of the situation. Is this cat swimming? I'd say it's floating, but cats hate water. Why? Because it's wet. What a groundbreaking statement. Does the chicken help your brain too, apart from muscles? Very funny. Meow. Iluna's meowing gains the desperate note again. The cat's at my mercy on its raft, and I'm currently pretending I didn't bring the chicken for her, but for myself. It will have to grin and bear. Is it an armband for swimming? It appears so. We're in a military base. Why is it here? How would I know? I mean, all soldiers have obligatory swimming lessons. I freeze mid sentence, the conclusion hits me like lightning. My mouth stays half open when I turn my eyes from the floaty to Hannah. Her arms crossed on her chest keep the towel wrapped around her. She blushes intently, trying to look anywhere but at me. Right. How could I miss it? Are you? No? It's the legendary Lassplane. Don't you dare! Learning to swim in the pool? A furious hiss coming from Hannah's throat doesn't even sound human, but I'm too amused to pay attention to it, or how offended she is. Unbelievable. Even if I wanted to, I can't stop the smile curling my lips. Hannah can't swim, she told me, but she can fly. I would never guess she'd learn how to swim. But it's shallow here. Where I'm standing, the water hits my sternum. On the other hand, what's a better place to learn how to swim? You're overcoming your fears. I'm very impressed. Hilarious. Do you want me to assist? I can save you from drowning if needed. Oh, my hero! I can do that now, or by all means, finish your bland boiled chicken first. Although I'm joking, viewing her from this side is a new experience for me. Hannah always emits an impenetrable aura, a great, powerful Lassplane. She doesn't like Sky Fortress, she's not impressed by my praises or opinions. She's creating a distance between herself and the world I'm part of. But here I'm looking at a regular, embarrassed girl I caught learning to swim. Despite her furious tone of voice, despite her offended expression, all the distance she carefully creates around herself is now completely gone. There's so many typos in this game. It fell down like her defensive walls, keeping her emotions under control. At first, I'm too shocked to even notice it. Only now, sitting on an underwater bench at the opposite wall, does the realization creep into my thoughts. Like I forgot who I'm talking to. I'm seeing her as she really is, the one hidden behind the walls of feigned indifference and well-maintained image. She mutters something under her breath, probably a juicy curse so terrible even I wouldn't dare speak it. The rustle of water and Iluna's meowing drown it out. Wrapped in her towel, she presses herself into the pool's wall as if trying to cover not just her body, but also her real self. To hide the truth I was not supposed to see. She notices my gaze and frowns, reluctantly staring back at me. What are you looking at? What should I say? now I, you know, now I sort of assume if I say the wrong thing, I'm gonna die immediately. So I don't know. I'll say what I think. The words that roll off my tongue can only make it worse. They're even more horrific than her curses, but before I can stop myself, my mouth opens. I think you're very cute. You know that. And you're a cave troll, you know that? Cave troll? They don't even exist. I'm looking at one right now. I can't hold back laughter at her outrage. Looks like I got the result I expected. Brandenburg pointedly turns away from me as much as she can, but to my surprise, a blush creeps on her cheeks despite her offended expression. For a while, we are both silent. Hannah's thoughtful gaze is fixed on the colored glass of the window, and mine is focused on Iluna. The cat stopped meowing, which is the first ominous sound that catches my attention. A thought crosses my mind that perhaps it drowned itself from greed. But when I look at the cat, I notice commitment and sheer will in its eyes. It begins to move its paws, floating on its raft. The pet is desperately flailing around in water. To my surprise, it's beginning to work. Without a towel to keep it in one place, Iluna is getting closer to me. And that's how a sack of chicken taught a cat to swim. Look, Iluna's already got it. Maybe she'll give you some tips. The last plane glances at the cat, which is moving towards me slowly but with steely determination. Despite the sarcasm, I see the corner of her mouth raise in amusement. If she's never seen a cat before, she's probably unaware how odd this sight is, and my jaw drops right on the pool's floor. I reach inside the bag with hesitation, seeing Iluna slowly approach my side of the pool. Just the sight of the piece of meat makes my eyes shine like lanterns. I swear the cat is gaining speed. I hold the chicken at arm's length. Is there another typo? The cat grabs it with such skill and greed that I'm beginning to worry not only about the sack but also my life. Claws show in her flailing paws that I would rather not fall victim to. I tie the sack tightly. Suspicion creeps into the feline's eyes. I don't plan to fall victim to her hunt today. Catch! I lift the tight bag high and throw it at the other side of the pool, straight at the last plane sitting there. Hannah shudders, surprised. At the last moment, she raises her hands, letting go of the towel. Ooh, victory at sea. Luckily for me, it stays on her. Damn it. I would hate to be suspected of such mischief. Although I must admit I looked. Meow. I bear with Iluna's accusatory glare when it's moving its paws rapidly, circling back in front of me. Tirelessly forced to slave away, it begins to swim at the last plane. Amused, Hannah glances into the sack and wrinkles her nose. She pulls out a piece of meat in encouragement and stretches out her hand to Iluna. I can't believe that the cat learned to swim before her, and yet here we are. I catch my gaze lingering on the last plane with chicken instead of the swimming cat. So the thing she had to do before dinner was a swimming lesson. I wonder how long it's been going on. So, what is it like to be the biggest celebrity in Sky Fortress? Like on cue, her eyes sweep over the ceiling. Don't even start. I'm impressed by how you handled your biggest fan. Like a real pro. You mean Alba? Who else? I clear my throat. Iluna seems to be truly impressed by your chicken. I think if I die, Iluna would love to chew me to the bone. With these words, she gives the weary cat a piece of chicken as a prize. She smiles, seeing its satisfied expression, whether she wants to admit it or not. She loves this cat. The pet is waving its paws with increasingly smaller commitment, clearly tired by the sudden round around the large pool. Finding some mercy within her, the last plane puts the bag with the chicken by the pool. She tears away from the wall and grabs Iluna, fishing it out of the water. The cat doesn't stop moving its paws even in the air, like it suddenly decided it's time to fly. Its gaze is fixed on the sack on the pool deck. With a sigh, Brandenburg reaches inside for a piece of chicken, pressing Iluna against herself. Her mind seems to be elsewhere. She feeds the creature, but her eyes linger somewhere among those rose petals floating on the surface. Is she always like that? Alba? Her supposedly innocent question hides a spark of interest within. Today, Alba was intense. For the more quiet and distant Brandenburg, it must have felt as if a bomb went off inside the room. On the other hand, she is not always that zealous. On the other, well, it happens. I don't know how I should prepare Hannah for the worst or calm her down before she reaches frightening conclusions. What do I think about Alba? Yes, another possible death. Uh, she's usually calmer than this. She's very excited about you being here, that's all. She was all alone, no other last plane inside. I bet it's a new situation for her. This morning was a bit chaotic. She just got out of the infirmary. So thank you for acting the way you did. She's silent for a while, then finally nods.
Hi.
It's okay. Besides, I get it. My brow involuntarily raises when I watch the last play, now brushing the rose petals with her fingers. She looks like her mind is somewhere else, like she's remembering something distant that used to be close to her. Don't tell me you used to be the same. I won't believe it.
Hmm?
Because I'm serious, cold, and old? For some reason, I have a feeling the last one bothers her the most. Despite it, I see her half smile at me. I breathe with relief. Her tone was so serious I couldn't tell. You're far from old or cold. Can't argue with serious though. Sure. Meow. Iluna screams, demanding her chicken sacrifice. Belatedly, Brandenburg takes another piece from her bag as if she forgot about the cat's presence. With horror, I watch Iluna throw itself at the meat like a true predator. Hanu looks at the pet with tenderness, not minding how close she is to losing her fingers. They made, they're made for each other. I make a poor idol. I'm afraid that getting to know me might leave Alba disappointed. Are you kidding me? As far as I know her, I don't think there's anything you could do that would scare her away. You think they sell your posters? I'd buy one for her birthday. Why stop there? Carve her a figurine of me out of wood. As a soldier, you're surely skilled with a knife. How ambitious. But you need to sign it. I can even sign your forehead if you want me to. Don't tempt me, Alba will never leave me alone. Out of the corner of my eye, I see her gaze pointedly sweep over the ceiling. It falls on me belatedly, like an innocent gesture without any impact on our conversation. It's not like you have any complaints. The girl's words make me immediately straighten on her under the bench. They seem harmless, but there's a note of tension in her voice. I'm quiet for a moment, studying her with surprise. Her arms are folded, her head turned sideways. She's playing with the rose petals in her fingers, seemingly uninterested. But I notice the focus in her gaze. She gives me a sideways glance, judging my reaction. I must be dreaming. Is she jealous? I swallow hard. It seems so loud, louder than the rustle of water. I consider pretending I didn't hear her, but the silence that fell after her words is unbearable. It's sticking to the walls of the pool like mist, covering her from my sight. Who is Alba to me? So I guess these are like, options. Who do you want to romance? Well, we are sort of taking the blonde route right now, so she's just a friend. The answer comes to me after a few seconds, but the uncertainty on her face is so shocking I hesitate for another moment. I clear my throat, pretend to be as fascinated by the rose petals as she is. Like we're playing a game, the one who shows interest first loses. I'm trying to sound serious, but it's no small feat. Yeah, I don't. Alba is like a ray of sunshine that lights up the room. She's so cheerful and bright that no matter what happens, she's always happy. My words are a bit of an overstatement, obviously not a lie. I don't have anything against Alba, she's really a nice person. But I'm picking and exaggerating the traits that are opposite of Hannah, not without reason. Sounds like a great person. With amusement, I notice the masked irony in her words. I glance at her and I see she took the bait. She aggressively reaches into the bag for another piece of chicken for Iluna, desperately demanding it. And she's like an open book, you can talk to her about anything. We've known each other for only a few weeks, but I feel like I know nearly everything about her. her favorite food where she spends her time. Well, then you're a good match. Sarcasm is dripping off her every word. She shoves her chicken into Iluna's mouth so forcefully that even the pet is surprised. It goes silent, like it could understand it's not the best time to demand anything. Chewing the meat quietly, it glares at its owner. I can't hold back a smile forcing its way to my face. It's unfair to tease her like that, but I'd lie if I said I didn't enjoy it. She really is a great friend.
何？
Nani? Her reaction is immediate and so visible it hardly suits her usually spare expressions. Spare should be sparse. Her eyes widen in surprise and turn away from the petals to look at me. I see a corner of her mouth twitch upward, involuntarily automatically. She notices my amusement and only then does she frown and pout and angry that I led her into a trap, that I caught her showing emotion she didn't plan to show. She clears her throat, hiding her face behind a veil of blonde hair. Rummaging the bag for more chicken, she leans over Iluna. She takes a long time to think about the answer. Good for you to have a friend like that. Yeah, good for me. I watch her reach inside the bag and feel around for another piece of meat. To the horror of everyone present, especially Iluna, she doesn't find chicken. Dun dun dun. Oh, it's been an hour already of the stream. The frustrated cat meows, demanding more. Only when the girl puts the bag under Iluna's nose, showing there's nothing inside, does the creature growl in defeat. I smile under my nose, watching the two of them. The light coming through the window turns warmer, more golden. Just a few days ago, I'd never think we'd be able to talk so smoothly. Yesterday changed a lot. Azuria changed a lot. You think the kingdom has already fixed the watchtower?
いや、
I doubt it. It's a whole process. I get lost in thought. The watchtower seemed like a powerful piece of technology, too complicated and advanced for me to understand. So it's all the more surprising to me that the enemy even breached the veil. I wonder how the Empire damaged it. The technology shouldn't be enough. Light is too
う
strong.
ーん
Why, are you an expert now? Well, I'm not, but I know that everyone else does. I know what everyone else does. Which is, I think back to what we learned at school and the academy. I talked to Alba about it in the canteen just recently. Now I feel like it was months ago. They haven't mastered using the light, which they don't have on their territory. Their tech is based on the combustion engines, that's why their world is so polluted. I raise my eyes at her, she seems immersed in thoughts again. She's playing with a strand of hair, wrapping it around her finger. Does she know more than me? I can't tell. When we were in Azuria, she couldn't hide tension and fear from me. But now in the hot steam, we are as easily relaxed, no matter how difficult the topic. You think it's not
ま
true?
あ
And what do you think? Answering a question with another question. Is she a rabbi? And here I was thinking we made great progress in our relationship. It must be a reflex for her or something. Doesn't discourage me though. I'm used to it already. Instead of probing, I begin to think. HQ was lying about the watchtowers for security reasons. I doubt whatever is behind the veil is important enough to create such a scheme. On the other hand, if the outside world was as amazing as ours, would we not ask too many questions? But would we even need the veil then? I think so many decisions. So I think it's a lie, like what they tell us about the light and veil and everything. Our history books don't say much about the outside world from before the veil. I suppose it wouldn't be hard to fake the truth here and there.
うん
Indeed, they have already shown they can lie about the watchtowers. Even the residents of Lunefeld didn't know what's below their village. She moves in the water. I watch the surface ripple carrying those rose petals toward me. It reminds me of the quakes I experienced in Lunefell. Were they connected with the watchtower too? As long as we think the outside world is evil, we don't want to see it or talk to it. The king might be afraid that if we pressure him to lift the veil and connect with the outside world, we'll make the history repeat itself. I see the corner of her lips raise slightly. Apparently, she has a similar
あの
opinion.
な、
To repeat history, you need to know it first. Actually, no, you don't. You just need to know that. Like, you don't know that you're repeating history if you don't know history, but you can still repeat it without knowing it. Iluna makes itself comfortable on its owner's body as if her head were a sofa. The cat must weigh a lot when it's well fed, but at least it isn't screaming at the top of its lungs anymore. And you? What? What do you think about the outside world? I see her stiffen a bit in response to my question. Maybe she's been beyond the veil. She lowers her gaze to her hands like they are the most fascinating thing now.
それなら
I think nobody really knows what it's really like. That's why I would like to see it one day. Huh? Really? You want to go beyond the veil? She shrugs as if her confession was not shocking at all. In my whole life, I've never met one person who would like to go beyond the veil. Yes, many of us are curious about what's on the other side, but we're taught there's little else but the bloodthirsty enemy hungry for our resources and territory. Nobody in their right mind would want to go there, especially
なん
alone.
で
Why not? I already know what's there. I'd like to know what's there. Okay. Even if the stories make it sound like a terrible place, I watch her grin, especially because of that. It's hard for me to hold back laughter. I genuinely believe she's crazy enough to do that. The yearning in her eyes looks real, more real than all the emotions she's shown me so far. Behind the walls she built around herself, I see a distant burning longing for something she doesn't have. For what may be on the other side. Hey, the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. After all, Alba said you can fly without a pilot. Is that true? She nods hesitantly. It's complicated, but yes. Why didn't you tell me? Was I supposed to deny you the incredible experience of flying with me, cowboy? Very funny. Iluna growls under its breath when Hannah's body is shaking from laughter, like it was a sin to disturb the pet's blissful
あ
state.
のな
I can fly alone, but my abilities are very limited then. I could probably reach the veil and land, but if anything went wrong on the way, I wouldn't be able to protect myself. I see. It'd be a little problematic on the enemy territory. A tiny bit. I smile, my eyes studying her face. To me, Lassplanes personify freedom. It's hard to believe Brandenburg has desires she can't fulfill for whatever reason. But following this thought, shouldn't I feel free too? We both have our duties. We're in the army. Even if each of us decide how to spend our free time or what to eat this evening, we're still bound by the oath, the orders we receive. For a while, I let the silence sit between us. My thoughts revolve around this topic. Thinking about what I'll do after my service is done is strange, hard to grasp. It's like the service would never end. I don't even remember my life from before I joined the army. What kind of person would I be if I hadn't? Aren't you curious what your life would have been if not for the army? What do you mean? How would you... Well, who would you be if you had been born elsewhere, like on the other side? She frowns, baffled, staring at me. I brushed the water with my fingers, watching the flower petals floating on the surface. I don't know. Come on. It's just a game. Let's see, I think you made a good painter.
何
What now? Despite her restraint, I can see her moving closer on the underwater bench, intrigued. The sparks in her eyes tell me that she's amused by my words, even if they have no match in reality. You seem like an artistic soul. You'd live in a house on a small island away from the rest of the world. I hear her whine under her breath, displeased. Does it have to be an island? You can fly. Not if I'm a painter. Oh, right. Then maybe a peninsula? One way in, one way out. Still cozy, but you could leave at any time. Your house would be far away from the sea but on a hill, so you would be always able to watch it from afar. Sounds like fun. I'd have to be a really rich painter. I laugh under my breath. She's always nitpicking even in our small game. I wouldn't expect anything else from her. Yes, a filthy rich painter. And you, who would you be? I don't know, you tell me. She
Hmm.
studies me from afar. Her gaze is so intense that for a second I forget what I just said. I'm sweating, even if she's just trying to make up an even better hypothetical profession for me. In that case, you would be an engineer. An engineer? It seems to me it's your thing. Well, I do find it interesting, true. So you could be an engineer working on the mainland. Probably in a city center. You look like a city guy. Pfft. You'd have your elegant family home just near the capital. Cities can be overrated. I'd love to go somewhere more private, like a peninsula. Ooh, I've heard it's beautiful at this time of the year. I see her hold back a smile creeping into her lips. She clears her throat and regains confidence, trying to combine our hypothetical plots. I definitely need an engineer if something broke down at home, like a sink. I'd come call a plumber for you. Laughter fills the room so suddenly that Iluna jumps in place. Brandenburg grimaces when the cat's claws dig into her skin and towel. It's probably making sure it won't fall into the water. The floaty is somewhere in the corner, forgotten. Without it, the pet would find it challenging to be a motorboat. The smile lingers on my lips for a long time, even when silence falls between us. It's nice to make scenarios like this, even if they aren't realistic. And it's nice to think what our life would be if we were different people. She were a painter and I were an engineer. Maybe we would meet in different circumstances then. Maybe our lives wouldn't be so constricted. I watch her for a long moment. It would be nice. Wouldn't it be nice if we were... I see the same yearning in her eyes as before. I wish to see the world beyond this, beyond who she is now, seeing the world beyond the veil. So many of these. I don't know if it's necessary to say it all the time, but I'm still traumatized. Let's fly there together. We should do it. Huh? Do what? We should fly beyond the veil together. Her face freezes in an expression of surprise. It seems my words are the last thing she expected. But although I'm half joking, my heart still leaps at the thought of such an adventure. Sure, you as an engineer, me as a painter. No, I'm serious. Let's go. It's been a while since I took days off, not to mention I've never been abroad. You're crazy, Walter. I hear that often. She brushes me off with a wave of her hand, turning sideways. Looking for an opportunity to avoid my gaze, she squeezes the empty chicken sack into a ball. But I see amusement dancing on her face. I see that I managed to lift the burden on her shoulders just a bit. We are both preparing to leave. After so much time in the bathhouse, my skin is wrinkled as if I were at least 100 years old. The evening is drawing near. The party will start soon. How about eating dinner together, you and me and Alba? Sure, but I need to freshen up. Of course. Great, it'll give me time to prepare for the evening. I watch her stealthily when she's leaving the pool, holding a cat and wrapped in a towel. She stops just for a moment to wink at me knowingly.
よし。
Come pick me up at the quarters when you're ready. Yes, ma'am. I watch her leave, and only when she's no longer in my field of view I do get out of the pool. I must get ready for the evening. I hope there's gonna be an enemy attack. I wanna go fight. The evening sneaks in before I notice. When I reached the quarters to freshen up, the sun was slowly moving towards the horizon. And when I left, dressed formally and ready for the party, Sky Fortress was immersed in darkness. Alba is nowhere to be seen. I assume she's making the finishing touches at the party. So I go to pick up Hannah. We meet in the corridor of the female quarters. Naturally, Iluna is right by her side. I suspect the cat is more excited about food than its owner is. Ready for dinner? Meow. Although my question wasn't directed at Iluna, the pet answers happily. Hannah nods amused. We both head for the main square. At first, it's not that hard to keep our destination a secret. The problem started only at the first crossroads. Instead of turning in the direction of the canteen, I walk towards the hangars. I'm trying to be nonchalant about it, hoping she won't notice. Of course, it's futile. Wasn't the canteen over there? It's another route, another meaning. Around? I prefer the name Scenic. Uh-huh. I feel her suspicious gaze on me as we approach the hangar. It's easy to have an inkling. The canteen is the opposite way. The hangars look like, well, hangars. A row of large halls empty filled with military units. A poor scenery to show before dinner. Yet I still have her patience, at least for now. Iluna is mincing between us when we slowly come close to the only hangar from which light comes out. The wind carries a buzz of conversations from it. Brandenburg tilts her head and turns to me. Are you taking me for a night chase after more deserters? Oh, you shouldn't have. Not exactly. Here. Hannah and I turn as one towards the direction of the scream. Alpa peeks out of the interior of the lit hangar. I can see her jump on the spot from excitement. She waves her hand, equally drawing attention and rushing us. Do I dare to ask? You probably shouldn't. With a sigh, Hannah moves to the hangar with me. Ooh, it's like Christmas. When we approach the door, I see a surprising sight. The hangar looks beautiful. I didn't think such a stark interior would look so cozy. Rows of lights hang above us between the pillars, bathing the space in a warm glow. The taller crates were arranged as tables. Some of them are by the walls, forming encounters full of food and beer. Others make a large table in the middle of the room, around which there are shorter crates for sitting. A handful of people are inside. Everyone turns to us when we enter, nodding amicably. I know everyone. They're friends with whom I often spend evenings in the canteen together with Alba. Hannah stops in her tracks, unsure how to interpret the scene. Looking at her, I see she's visibly confused. Surprise you! We both jump at the sudden scream. Tross reaches Brandenburg in one leap. Her voice echoes in the hangar, amplified tenfold. We threw you a welcome party, but Walter said you don't like big gatherings. I avoid Brandenburg's surprised gaze, as if she didn't expect me to notice. He said that? It's not too elegant. Some crates were uneven. I had to nick these from the other hangars to make a table. You mixed the cargo from the other hangars? And I borrowed a bottle from this mean officer who's always yelling at us. It looks old and expensive. I thought we could make a toast later. So you stole it. It's not much, but I didn't have a lot of time. It's okay. We both freeze. Tross stops her practiced monologue and I stop interrupting her. She didn't mind me anyway. Her face is flushed, hands folded nervously. She's watching Brandenburg with bated breath. It looks great. Hannah's short, monosyllabic confession is enough to get an inhuman squeal out of Tross. I could swear her eyes brim with tears. Before I can congratulate her on the achievement, she jumps in place. I nearly forgot. She turns around, dashing for the food counter. Hannah smiles slightly, which is a great surprise for me. I didn't think she'd like even such a small party. I open my mouth to offer a comment, but Tross is back so quickly I don't get the chance. She's holding a large tray of sweet buns in her hands. Some of them are sprinkled with powdered sugar and some drizzled with chocolate. Tross puffs her chest out proudly. Here, I baked you some sweet buns, myself. You can use the recipe from my Nana. Hannah frowns slightly. Nana? Here, have some. I watch her put the tray under Hannah's nose. She gives in, grinning wider, reaches for one of the buns. Alba is watching Hannah attentively as she takes a bite of the bun. Only when the blonde shows her thumbs up does Alba inhale overjoyed. Brandenburg blushes as if she too was surprised how good the baking is. It's delicious. Yes, I did it. I reach for a bun, but before I can take one, Tross is already turning on her heels with the tray. She makes a round to the food counter in a second, this time bringing back 2 pints of beer. Although I had my doubts at first, one of them is for me. Yeah, let's go have some fun. Giving us the beer, she grabs Hannah's hand and drags her further into the hangar. Some people are already sitting by the table from the crates. As we approach, I realize they are playing cards.
Yes.
I see a glimmer in Brandenburg's eyes when she notices the game too. Alba doesn't even need to persuade her, the blonde takes her seat. I can only do the same. I sit down at the side near the large open aircraft gate with a view at the sky. Crisp, cool evening air comes through it. There's no loud music, no big crowd of partygoers. There's a warm atmosphere of buns and beer. The sky behind us and the table with cards in front of us. Brandenburg looks delighted. She takes a few sips of the beer and reaches for her shuffled cards. Sounds like a fun party. I like it too. I don't like gambling, but if it's like a, card game, board game, that kind of stuff, I'm into it. Tross is standing tall, as proud as a peacock, no wonder. And of course, beer is good. I'm impressed by how well she read the other Lassplanes' preferences. Well, with a bit of my help. I put my pint on the table and grab the cards. Looks like there's an interesting night ahead of us. I must admit I underestimated Alba's skills. Although she called this type party a sad bender, it absolutely wasn't like that. Joss seemed unaware of Hannah's love for competition and in turn gambling. When Brandenburg got a hold of cards and took her seat on a crate, she didn't leave until the very end. Unintentionally, Alba prepared the best possible party for the last plane. So we were playing cards. The girls were the opposites of each other. Alba was babbling under her breath, only half looking at the hand she got. Hannah was silent. She studied everyone with the intense gaze of a hawk. It quickly turned out she had a talent for this game, or a great determination. When she managed to win, Brandenburg always let out a happy scream, so unlike her usual quiet and calm persona. Each victory made her as happy as a child and encouraged to play more. Trush picked it up, unfortunately for herself. To impress her, she got serious and did everything in her power to win with the legendary last plane. Game after game, loss after loss, Trush was straining her eyes and mind trying to find the winning strategy. Time after time, there sounded Hannah's triumphant cry like she was blind to the opponent's efforts. I wanted to hint to her to let Alba win because it meant so much to her, but Hannah's gaze itself, focused on the game, was so murderous I decided not to take the risk. Besides, Truss probably wouldn't want it. She wished to win fair and square. Only when I saw the tears of frustration in her eyes, she was trying to make sense of the cards she was dealt with, did I call for a break. We made a toast with the liquor stolen from one of the officers to Hannah, who, delighted with her winning streak, nodded in thanks. Maybe she thought we were toasting to her amazing card skills. Then I realized that Iluna scrupulously used the fact we were so focused on the game and ate nearly half of the finger food behind our backs, and half of what was left looked like the cat licked it. Nobody was brave enough to eat anything, and we stuck to the beer. We were still playing when the supervising crew entered the hangar, crashing our small party. Gathering in the hangars has been strictly prohibited since the escape of the deserters, which all of us forgot about. But we were too amused with the party and too absorbed in having fun to repent, risking a reprimand in our files. So we ran, like children caught doing something wrong. We grabbed pints of beer and rushed from the hangar. Serious military. I was laughing the whole time, feeling like a kid hiding from strict commander in the barracks. We were running, scattering in different parts of the base. Nobody was eager to clean up as a punishment for what we did. Not when we lost the pursuers could we take a breath. Tross Brandenburg and I found ourselves in the center of the base, quiet and dark again. We finally had a chance to talk. So, there's a watchtower in Lunefell. Wait, what? Did I tell her? How does she know? The three of us walk in one peripheral alleyways in Sky Fortress. Although the party was abruptly cut short, nobody is in a hurry to go to sleep. It's a good chance to talk about what happened in Azuria. Hannah was hard to convince. She repeatedly told me not to breathe a word of it to anyone. But Alba isn't a regular grunt in the base, and it's not even about her being a friend I trust. She's a Lassplane. She might be aware of what's going on to some degree. And if not, she'll find out soon. Letting her in on it might give us more answers, and in the end, only this pragmatic point reached Brandenburg. Sky Fortress is asleep, but we decide to take a roundabout walk around, not to risk we'd run into party survivors. Trust turns out to be as surprised as I was when she hears about everything I found out. It can't be faked, besides, she can't even lie. I can see in her face that she knows nothing, and in Azuria. The shock of the information sobered her up completely. She walks beside us, thoughtfully gazing at the towers high above, the ones we used to believe were watchtowers. Like me, she probably sees them from a new perspective. Hannah follows us, vigilantly looking around. She's the only one with some beer left in her pint, but she doesn't look interested in finishing it. At least not now, when we were discussing the topic. But Lunefell is so small. Where could a watchtower be? Keep it down. I'm sorry, where could a watchtower be? I frown, contemplating an answer. In the dead silence, even her whisper reaches me perfectly, although I know it doesn't echo like a normal volume of voice. In Azuria, it was hidden in the lighthouse deep underground. I assume it can be the same in Lunefell. Underground? Well, there were the earthshakes and stuff, or earthquakes. It's so wild. You didn't know? Of course not. I'm just asking. To my surprise, a blush creeps on her cheeks, like it was embarrassing that she wasn't aware of it. I immediately want to assure her that's not the case. Surprisingly, Brandenburg beats me to it. It's not your fault. HQ will stop at nothing to conceal this information. Nobody knows. Well, yes, but I never knew it was so close to me. Didn't you sense it? I don't know, it's hard to tell. Back then I thought I just felt uneasy because of the Empire attack, but now that you're saying this, it might have been more than that. I see. The despair with which Tross was trying to reach Lunefell gets a deeper meaning. Maybe it wasn't only about her parents, whose safety she feared. She did say she felt something bad would happen. She was joking. It might have been indigestion after the quartermaster's cuisine, but it turned out she was right. Was it coincidence? A crazily advanced intuition? Did you sense the watchtower was in danger? A memory of how the watchtower in Azuria reacted to Brandenburg comes to my mind. Only 3 watchtowers are keeping the whole veil up. Can you imagine how much energy it must cost? More than your watch, I assume. Funny. Now, when one of them is down, it must be even more energy consuming for the other 2. Right, the other 2. Azuria. A trembling voice draws my attention. I turn my head to the girl walking by my side. She's hugging herself with her arms, struggling with the shivers. Whether it's because of her emotions or the chill of Sky Fortress at night, I don't know. What about the village, the people? Is everyone safe? I stare pointedly at Brandenburg, searching for support on her face. But the Lassplane is looking elsewhere like she didn't hear the question. I sigh. I don't know. We didn't find anyone. Huh? The village was empty when we landed. So strange. They must have evacuated. Perhaps. A rustle draws our attention. Thick bushes growing on a small decorative lawn quiver. Is the cat? A cat dashes out from among them, shaking to get the leaves off. Maybe cat is the final boss and is gonna turn into a demon dinosaur or something. Hannah smiles slightly at the sight of Iluna, who, although disappeared for the nocturnal hunt, has already found a way back to her. Tross, concerned, is studying the cat. As usual, it completely ignores her and catches up with Hannah. After a while, her gaze returns to me. How was it? What did the watchtower look like? It was powerful, more powerful than you could imagine. Even when it was dormant, you could feel the energy in the air. Wow, sounds incredible. You could say that. I wish I could see it one day. Maybe you will. Maybe you will have the chance. She nods, immersed in thoughts. We took back one of the watchtowers, but that's not enough. A long time will pass before it's fixed, and we'll be vulnerable to attacks. Good news is we have 3 spots to defend, not dozens. Bad news is that one of them is inactive, which leaves the kingdom open to another attack. If Lunafell is so important, the king surely won't let the village suffer. But we can still lose the third one. We both turn our heads to the blonde, kicking a pebble before her. There's pebbles in the fortress? I guess. She lifts her gaze from the ground and looks at the other Lassplane. Tross swallows hard under her intense stare. If we don't know where the third one is, we won't be able to defend it. Right. Brandenburg's gaze is so focused that her irises glimmer in the half-light of the starry night. She doesn't take her eyes off Tross. So?
あなたは
Do you know where it is? Huh? Me? Walter said you felt the need to fly to Lunafell. A deep burning need. Maybe you didn't know where it came from, but I think the watchtower was calling you. And now? Is it calling you now? I clear my throat. Tross's panicked look speaks more than 1,000 words. It's clear to me she's baffled. We just dropped so much information on her at once that she didn't have the time to figure it all out. Not to mention, she surely wasn't wondering about where the third watchtower would be. She didn't have the time. Brandenburg is pressuring her with the subtlety of a bulldozer that makes Alba begin to break. I think. Uh, shouldn't you know too? We might just as well ask you. Shouldn't you know? Why? Because I'm the legendary Lassplane. The sudden anger in her words stops me in my tracks. I shudder looking at Brandenburg. Annoyance contorts her face, arms are crossed on her chest. I find my foot tapping rapidly. No doubt I stepped on some landmine. One wrong move can make it go off. No, because you're a Lassplane. Just like Alba. If she could sense the watchtower, couldn't you do the same? You think it's that easy? I don't know. How would I? We're not the same. These words are the only answer to my question. Sharp, unpleasant, and cutting the topic short. I have no idea what made her react like this. My question was quite innocent. It's not like I insinuated something bad. To her, it must be a sensitive topic, although I have no idea why. I glance at Alba. Pale, she looks at me, confused as I am. We both nod lightly, deciding not to push. I clear my throat diplomatically. I would still like to find a logical explanation for the situation, just without casualties. Maybe the watchtower is calling a Lassplane only when it's threatened, and you can't sense it beforehand. You think so? Look, you didn't feel fear or the need to fly to Azuria, only to Lunafell. Then it turned out Lunafell was attacked first, and then Azuria was safe then. And Hannah? We both look at Brandenburg, who pretends to be interested in her pint and finishing the rest of beer inside. She glances at us from above the edge of the glass. Did you sense it when Azuria was attacked? Yeah. The girl hesitates a split second, so short and unimportant I shouldn't notice. But I do. For some reason, I think I see a lie in her eyes when she responds. Yes. Then everything's clear. So we'll find out where the third one is when it's attacked, yes? Last moment, not good. What if we don't make it? The whole kingdom will turn to dust. But, you know, the military should know, and they should send us to the right place, right? Wow, no pressure. She chuckles under her breath, but I sense her nervousness. No wonder if HQ had been honest, we could have avoided this situation. But they don't know we know the truth, which means we can't ask them where the third watchtower is. What if it's on the other side of the island? What if the Empire attacks it and Luna fell at the same time? How will we divide our forces if there are now two Lassplanes in the Sky Fortress? If I were them, I would have sent us to the area just in case, but I'm not in command. We wander the park alleyways deep in thought. My eyes followed the Luna rummaging through the bushes, but my gaze is elsewhere. Around the watchtower in Azuria. In the memories, I'm searching for hints. Suddenly, an important thought comes to my mind. Suddenly, an important thought comes to mind. The symbol. There was a symbol painted on the doors to the watchtower. Hannah, do you remember? The girl shakes her head, frowning. I sigh with annoyance. The symbol? Both Lassplanes stop with me on one of the balconies. I dig through my memories, trying to see a clear image. What did it look like? I'm trying to remember. It looked like a sun with rays, circle with hoops around it. I think it's more like the circle. Wasn't so much a sun. Circle with hoops around. Just like a circle with many hoops around it. Oh, I think I know what it is. I nearly jumped from excitement. I put the empty pint on the railing we're leaning against. Oh no, it's gonna fall. Really? Alba tilts her head, baffled, as if asked a very stupid question. Hannah's eyebrow raises. You didn't learn about it at school. If you did, it must have been a long time ago. I don't remember anything. It's the energy. My eyebrows meet. She says it was completely obvious, but it's not to me. My hand is leaning against the railing. I catch myself drawing the symbol of on its surface with my finger, invisible to the eye. Do you mean the energy of the light? No, silly. The energy of us all. She moves closer. Hannah gives her space, although the blonde's gaze is watching her intently. Tross reaches for the railing with her finger. She draws the same sign as I did, but in a slightly different way. The rays represent us, our paths of life that meet. I see, so it's like a religious symbol? It's not a matter of faith. We're all connected, our lives are intertwined into one, you know. It's our energy. Uh-huh. I glance at Brandenburg with a hint of doubt. A faint smile plays on her face. From what I see, her approach to the topic is slightly different than Tross's. She doesn't intrude in our conversation, though Alba clicks her tongue, displeased by my reaction. You can feel it inside. Just focus. Focus on this feeling. Take a deep breath and take the energy of the surroundings. You'll sense the place we're at. And us. She looks at me expectantly, and I don't really know what she wants from me. To close my eyes and meditate, I don't want to be offensive. She seems very determined to prove something to me, but I don't feel anything. Should I try? Okay, I'll try. Right then. I'll take a deep breath. I don't really know what to do, so I listen to the rustle of the wind. The cool breeze sweeps between the Sky Fortress buildings and pinching my cheeks. Cold air fills my lungs, invigorating the body. Only now, when we're all quiet, do I realize how distant the place I came to is. Sky Fortress floats in the sky, far away from our island. I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere. If not for the Lassplane at my side, I would think there's no other living being in the base. It's just me and the glow of the stars twinkling in the fabric of the sky. This feeling doesn't leave me warm. It doesn't comfort me. Comfort me. I don't feel connected with all my comrades living in the base. I sense the loneliness of my existence against the magnitude of Sky Fortress. I lift my head, looking at the towering black spires. The structures cover the glow of the stars. Do you feel it? It's within you, right here. Something happens to me when the last plane's finger stabs my chest. The sudden chill grows stronger, my heart beats faster, fueled by abrupt anxiety. The walls of Sky Fortress climb to the sky like bars of a black cage, and I am alone in it. The memory of Azuria sparks before my eyes. When I blink, the blue globe flashes in the windows of the base. I don't know what reflex jolts my body, it feels I don't have any control over it. I involuntarily move away from Tross. I don't know where the anxiety came from. It comes and goes like a wave of tide crashing at coastal cliffs. Oh, look at your face. Gotcha. My throat becomes dry. Was this a prank or was it really supposed to feel like that? I see Hannah watch me with curiosity. I made a fool out of myself, didn't I? This place is creepy as hell when you think about it. You're overreacting. Sky Fortress is beautiful. I chuckle nervously in agreement, although deep inside I'm not so sure anymore. It's getting late. It'll probably be the time to go to bed soon, although I admit I'm not sleepy yet. Especially after that conversation, I sigh. I need a drink. I'll go check if there's anything left in the supplies behind the
で
canteen.
きれば
Get me some if you find any. I do my very best. I set off on a short trip to the canteen. Getting something is easier than I thought at this hour. I didn't find any food, but I have beer. With loot in hand, I return to our balcony, only to find it empty. Apparently, the last planes found something to do with the rest of the night when I was gone. I know Alba likes to spend time on her favorite glade before bed. Iluna is playing with a pebble in the middle of the balcony. Hannah is probably still around. My feelings for them have evolved in the last few days. But when I'm thinking with whom I should spend the rest of the night, I need to choose carefully. Rest of the night? Does that mean what I think it means? Right. I'm, yeah, this is overwrite this one. Yes, Hannah. I know who would like to talk to despite the late hour. Yeah, talk. Brandenburg appeared in my life out of the blue. I still remember our first encounter in the tavern in Lunefeld. There already was something about her back then, something that made me unable to take my eyes off her. And I didn't even know her name. She's been an enigma ever since the very beginning, like a difficult riddle which sometimes seems impossible to solve. But every other layer of the wall I breach reveals to me an increasingly beautiful sight. Meow. I leave Iluna playing on the balcony. My legs just take me to the right direction. I know Hannah's favorite spot. With this knowledge, I head for the hangar where we spent her first day in Sky Fortress. Stepping inside, I notice her silhouette deep in the room. Luckily enough, time has passed for the supervising crew to disappear. I pass by a parked aeroplane, approaching the girl. She's sitting on the edge of the hangar's landing pad in the gate, letting her legs hang loose. She pays the abyss beneath her no mind. The wind is coming inside, ruffling her long strands of hair. The blonde locks are standing out against the dark blue sky like a moon, pointing sailors in the right direction. Although she must hear my footsteps, she doesn't let it show. I come close to the edge with 2 pints of beer in my hands. You come here often? You took your time. Why, were you waiting for me?
は
Of course not. Despite the denial, a smile is wandering on her lips. I crouch, carefully taking a seat next to her with my hands full. With the wind here is strong, when I glance at the abyss below, I get dizzy for a second. but the sensation quickly disappears when I sit down, finding the ground. Starlight glimmers on the surface of the sea. At the outskirts of Sky Fortress, the sky seems more full of stars than in the center of the base. They stretch up on the horizon, where the coal black sky is cut by the shimmering obsidian of the ocean. It's not coal black, it's dark blue. I feel like we're all alone, not just here in the hangar or the base, but as if there was nobody else in the whole world. Well, yeah, there isn't, except Alba and her. The other people don't exist. Just the two of us. I pass her one of the beers. She takes it with a brief thank you. Do you think they'll chase us away? Not if we're quiet. Wow, we're full-time criminals here. My conspiratorial whisper drowns out her sparkling laughter. Drowns out in her sparkling laughter. The risk we'll get caught is definitely real, but somehow I can't be bothered now. I feel like nothing can destroy and interrupt this moment. It seems limitless, a drop of infinity submerged in the chaos of these times. The wind lashes at the silence between us and with a rustle. From the distance comes a quiet, monotonous sound of water. I watch the stormy waves on the surface. Now, when the excitement after the party is long gone, I feel like I should be able to relax. But I can't calm down. When I'm in her presence, the adrenaline is coursing in my veins. I feel her proximity, even if there is some distance between us. Even if her gaze is fixed on the horizon, not on me. Nice and quiet, but a lovely night. She nods curtly, her hands clutching at the edge of the landing pad we're on. She lets the strands of her hair dance in the wind untamed. I feel them brush my shoulder when the wind wishes so. We had fun today, didn't we? Oh, Iluna is madly in love with you.
だと思う。
She was delighted with your company even though the choice of place was questionable. What can I say? The secret is to know the way to one's heart. Is this the secret a boiled chicken? I don't know, you tell me. I suspect that although she used Iluna as an excuse, she's not talking only about the cat's feelings for me. It's never direct with Hannah, never straight, not if it's about her real emotions. My suspicions could be close to the truth. After my question, I see her mask a blush creeping under her face with laughter. I didn't help Alba take the buns after all, but I don't regret anything. Bake the buns, not take the buns. The day in the bathhouse was definitely worth it. She stretches like a cat, smiling with satisfaction. The smile settled on her face during the party and stayed there nearly the entire time. You enjoyed yourself today, didn't you?
まあ。
Let's not go too far. Alright, alright. You beat nearly everyone. As if I couldn't see how smug you are. She laughs under her breath, reaching for the beer and taking a sip. She gives up and nods, agreeing with me. I'd play some more. Oh no. Maybe next time we should make a bet. So that you could cheat your way to victory? I never cheat. Never in a million years. Thus, the wind lashes on my cheeks, leaving a chill behind. But I'm not going to complain. The view is magnificent. Endlessly wide horizon, the vastness of the sky, the greatness of the ocean. Here at the edge of the hangar's pad, I can almost forget we're in Sky Fortress. I wonder if it's not one of the reasons Brandenburg likes to spend time here. When silence falls between us, I notice her thoughtful gaze. Her smile pales when she lets her thoughts flow as if it were natural. Not completely. I see her she's reflecting on something, that her thoughts are swirling around something important. Something she won't share on her own accord unless I ask. What are you doing here in the middle of the night? Are you contemplating life, or maybe preparing to escape? Maybe yes, maybe not. Another Sky Fortress escapee. I see you have a liking for the same hangars. Oh, this one has the best escape potential. The memory of the deserters we caught still haunts me sometimes when I'm alone. So many comrades I thought were decent people. Did they only want freedom for themselves too? The sheer thought is outrageous, as if subconsciously refused to give their crimes a human face. and yet I remember their stares, the disdain they directed at Hannah, just for the fact that she helped me seize them. The last plane seems to read my
あ
thoughts.
なたは
Do you think about them sometimes? All the time. Did you know any of them? She reluctantly nods. I thought that for her they were just regular strangers she had to stop. After all, she maintained her resolve so well back then in Hangar, like she didn't care at all how they were treated. Still, the failure of synchronization, her hesitation, it all makes sense now. When our synchronization dropped back then in the sky, you were trying to stop me from shooting, weren't you? I can hear my son. I'll be right back. Right? My son is on my lap. You were trying to stop me from shooting, weren't you? I notice a wordless confirmation in her silence. She bites her cheek from the inside, hesitating. And I notice the moment she loses the battle with
あの
herself.
ね
They wanted a different life. They picked the wrong way out, but I can understand it. The need for it. And you? Would you like a different life? I watch her curl up after a harsher gust of wind. Sadness appears in her eyes. Her gaze darkens when she's watching the faraway horizon. She must be seeing what's beyond it in her head. I don't want to see this sorrow in her eyes. I don't want to look at the yearning she can't fulfill. I wish I could make it all go away. When I look at her, my heart races. I'm a soldier. That's all I can do. All I know. I grew up taught to respect the uniform, the duty. Just a few weeks ago, I never thought I could do anything else in my life. I didn't see myself as anyone else. But all the needs that drove my life before vanish when I'm at Hannah's side. The need to follow orders, I don't understand. To fight war. Damn it. The fight war started for reasons I don't know. I gave up everything for the army, a comfortable, quiet life, the freedom to decide about my future. And what did I get? The kingdom I was ready to sacrifice everything for, to which I gave my life and soul, chewed me and spat out. For one mistake, one broken order. In a flash, I nearly lost everything I had been working for a dozen of years. They did it so easily, too, as if I was a bloody nobody. A gear in a great war machine, replaceable, expendable, the moment it causes problems. They threw me out like a broken part, immediately looking for a replacement. But Hannah has been reminding me my worth from the beginning, about the validity of my choices, even if HQ doesn't agree with them. With her, I never feel dispensable, something you can throw away. I remember the fear on her face when she asked me to take her hand in Azuria. She hides so much from the world, but I know what is between us isn't a lie. It's a fragile, probably risky, but I can go to great lengths to maintain and nurture it. I don't owe them anything. She's the only one that counts. Meant what I said back then. Let's run away. She laughs, nodding as if considering my crazy suggestion. Her amusement shows me she doesn't think it's serious at all. She puts down her pint of beer with a smile. I'm serious, but what now? Yes, now. Don't be stupid, Walter. She is contemplating my words. Shock paints her face. The sheer thought I could be serious about this appears to make her anxious and confused. She's playing with the buckle of the belt on her thigh, unconsciously showing nervousness. It looks like she doesn't want to believe it's not a cruel joke at her expense, but I want it. Never before have I been so sure of something. I glance back, I point at the airplane parked in the hangar behind us. If you don't feel well enough, we can take the plane. We'll fly it.
まさか
Are you drunk? I'm not. As if to prove it, I put my pint of beer away. I did drink a few, but it was over so many hours I'm not feeling any effect. For a moment, we stare at each other. I feel adrenaline filling my veins. My muscles go numb from the tension. I really could do that, here and now. When I'm looking at her, I want to. I mean every word. She bites her lips, seeing my determination. It's like the more serious I seem, the greater her unrest. The glow of the stars twinkles in her eyes. They light up, the fear filling her azure gaze. The panic that freezes her body, that makes her hands clench involuntarily.
でも
You have a career, Walter, your life, your work. HQ will never let you go. Screw them. I hear her inhale sharply. Her body tenses as if my suggestion isn't what she wanted to hear at all, as if it was the opposite. But I saw the need in her eyes, the yearning for freedom. I wish I could give it to her, and yet, when the last plane speaks, her voice is trembling like never before.
私
I can't. The words are like a blow to my heart. My heart is resilient. I am resilient. If I weren't, I wouldn't be here now with her. Girl is shaking. I don't know if it's because of the cold or fear. Maybe both. She turns her gaze away from me. Nay, she does anything just not to look at me. The pale scar on her hand shines in the moonlight. My heart is pounding in my chest. I move to her just a bit. How can we see her hand, like scar on the hand, because she is wearing gloves? I brush the back of her hand with my own. I feel the last plane at my side, tense. How she exhales sharply, although she doesn't move away. Her hand is still clutching at the edge of the landing pad. You can, let's do it together.
無理よ
No, I can't. You don't understand. Why not? We decide our fate ourselves. I can see it. I can see the desperate need to believe my words. To escape now immediately towards dark horizon, promising a better place, different reality. Timidly I take her hand, loosening her strong grip on the edge, offering her something different, stable instead. I intertwine my fingers with hers. She doesn't stop. Her skin is warm to the touch. I feel it
あ
tremble.
んたは私
You
を分かっ
barely
て
know
ない
me, Walter. Maybe. I feel like I've known you for years, because you're so old. But you know, it's not true. It's not important. I don't know you, but I see you. I see who you are. I gently squeeze her hand, forcing her to look at me. She does that, but not without hesitation. Her blonde hair is floating in the wind, framing her pale, frightened face. So different from her usual confidence and sarcastic smiles.
私は学科ではないわ
I'm not a painter. I'm not an engineer. My freedom is not without a price. You don't know the things I've done to get here. I don't, and I don't care. I don't care about what you did or who you were before. What matters is who you are now. The decision is yours. The glow in the night sky casts shadows on her profile. Her eyes shine in the half-light, lips grimace in sorrow so deep that it pierces my heart. I freeze under her gaze, marked with loss and regret. Blue irises darken from the pain hiding inside them. Now I'm paralyzed like a stone figure. With our hands intertwined, I watch her from a close distance. I follow her movements with my eyes when she raises the other hand, and she reaches out to me. Her fingers are shaking when she touches my cheek with her fingertips.
分かってないよ
You don't understand, so make me understand, please. I feel the desperation stain my words, but I don't care. I see there's something that stops her from grabbing the freedom she desires so much, which I love to give her. I feel her fingers wandering on my cheek. They brush the skin as if studying the curves of my face in the half light. She's so close. Tear that escapes her eye seems brighter than the stars whose light it
あの
reflects.
ね
I don't want anything more than to fly with you. Her butt is hanging in the air, she doesn't even need to finish. I purse my lips in a thin line. I never thought I would see tears in her eyes. The burden on her back settles on my shoulders as well. I don't understand anything I want to
でも
understand. There's something else I need to do. When I do, I will be finally free. What? She's silent. I wasn't expecting an answer, although I don't like it. I tighten the grip on her hand. I don't want to let go, not until I see the confidence I'm here for in her eyes. When I do it, I doubt you'll want to fly with me. I don't know, she wants to commit genocide or something. What should I say? The last one's here. Let's say, let's leave that one over there. Maybe this one. I will, no matter what. I don't care what you have to do. She smiles weakly, clearly hesitant. She holds my hand, but her fingers tear away from my cheek. I don't think she's believed me. Whatever you do, I will be waiting for you. And when you are done, we will escape together. She nods, but not without slipping her hand from mine. Have a day. So is this one ending? Hannah wipes a tear from her cheek with the back of her hand. Sighing, I turn away from her, looking at the horizon. A pink glow emerges in the distance, dividing the world into the sky above and the water beneath us. A moment of proximity is bittersweet, and I'm starting to worry that I pushed too hard, that I was too firm. It could have been too much. Maybe she won't talk to me anymore. A movement I catch with the corner of my eye interrupts my thoughts. The girl grabs the pint of the half-drunk beer and tilts it, spilling the contents into the ocean down below. I don't know if the fish will appreciate it. I suspect the fish have dealt with worse things poured from the Sky Fortress. She clears her throat, suddenly smiling at me. Her smile is so light, not empty and half-hearted. Her eyes are still slightly swollen, hair disheveled by the wind, and she's trying to tidy it up. She glances at me. Bedtime? Bedtime. I stand up, I extend my hand to her, not expecting she'll take it. Brandenburg usually likes to pretend she doesn't need any help, even in such little things like this one. And yet, to my surprise, she takes my hand. I raise her from the ground. We grab our empty pints, heading towards the exit from the hangar. The morning is approaching. I feel I won't sleep long before the morning comes. I sort of want to try the other option there. Let's save here and see like if there's a actual difference. So it's this one, right? Like what if we tell her he doesn't have to do that? Pikachu. Your son is playing with the Pikachu. So don't do it. So don't do it. She straightens abruptly at my firm words. Her fingers tear away from my cheek. I feel her pull her other hand, trying to disentangle from my fingers. I tighten my grip, holding her in place. Easy for you to say. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to follow their orders. You're not a prisoner. But I'm not free either. You can be, even now. You have to go of the things you've done and the things you have to do. Choose freedom with me. She freezes, but only for a moment. She takes her hand back, and I let her, unwilling to keep her by force. Anger flashes through her expression, but it's brief, fleeting. She shakes her head in denial of my words, of her own thoughts, I can tell. Hannah wipes a tear from her cheek with the back of her hand. Sighing, I turn away from her, looking at the horizon. A pink glow emerges in the distance, dividing the world into the sky above and the water beneath us. Our moment of proximity is bittersweet. I'm starting to worry that I pushed too hard, that I was too firm. It could have been too much. Maybe she won't talk to me anymore. The movement I catch with the corner of my eye interrupts my thoughts. Girl grabs the pint of half-drunk beer and tilts it, spilling the contents into the ocean down below. I don't know if the fish will appreciate it. I suspect the fish will have dealt with worse things poured out from the fortress. She clears her throat, suddenly smiling at me. Her smile is so light, not empty, half-hearted. Her eyes are still slightly swollen, her head is disheveled by the wind. Yet she's trying to tidy it up. She glances at me. Bedtime? Okay, so I guess it's the same. Yeah, it's the same stuff. Morning is approaching. I feel like I won't sleep long before the morning call. Maybe we'll just keep this one. We encourage her to choose freedom. But it's the last thing in my mind when I'm talking to her, walking her to the quarters. We're silent on the way, but I can sense something has changed between us. When Brandenburg stands in the half-open door to her quarters, I see Iluna behind her back, sprawled on the bed. Girl blushes slightly, hesitating as if unsure if she should say something. See you tomorrow? Of course. I nod at her before she closes the door, disappearing in her room. When I turn around, heading to my own, there's a big smile on my face. My heart is pounding in my chest. I feel happy like never before. Maybe we won't see her. I didn't get much sleep. Not that I could complain, yesterday was a night to remember. Judging by the grumbling of my companion from the next bed, I was the only one who had fun. But unlike him, my head isn't throbbing, just buzzing with a crowd of thoughts. When I open my eyes in the morning, the world seems a bit different than when I did yesterday. My quarters are the same, nothing has changed in my surroundings or the daylight coming through the large window on the wall. And yet, the difference is clear to me. The party was great, it helped me unwind. Never celebrated anything in Sky Fortress before, and I don't remember when was the last time I had so much fun. But the emotions raging in my heart do not stem from the party, but from what came later. When my thoughts go back to that moment, it seems unreal. It makes me excited. Unlike my exhausted colleague, I jump out of the bed energetically, whatever. I quickly get ready to leave, unwilling to waste even a minute. There's only one person in the Sky Fortress who's surely back on her feet besides me. I know where to find Hannah. She doesn't eat breakfast in the canteen. In fact, she avoids it at all costs. That's why I only stop by to get something to drink for myself. And I head to one of the balconies she likes. Far from the main square is quiet nook that allows her to enjoy the morning while the rest of the base is only coming to life. I notice her from a distance as I'm walking with a cup of steaming drink in hand. Her blonde hair is sparkling in the light. Iluna feasts at her feet, devouring a piece of meat. Brandenburg is looking at the sky, surrounded by breakfast rolls, bowls of fruit she took from the canteen. Morning. Morning. I clear my throat diplomatically. We greet each other officially as if nothing happened last night. But when her gaze falls on me, she quickly averts her eyes to the distance as if burned. A blush creeps onto her face. I feel one on mine too. I sit down next to her as usual, as if last night changed nothing. I know Brandenburg well enough to realize that now. In the sunlight, the last topic she wants to discuss is one that should be shrouded in the night. We understand each other without words. She slips a plate with rose close to me shyly. I reach for one with gratitude. We eat breakfast together in the balcony, me, her, and Iluna devouring a chicken leg. I'm still a bit disappointed we didn't just fly away last night. I think that should have been one ending. Maybe it's possible, but I wasn't close enough with her. Like some choices I did, maybe they were wrong in regards to that. Not sure. The noon passes. The information about coming orders lured the three of us to the canteen mainly because of Tross, eager to take advantage of lunch. The ground could be falling apart and Alba would make sure to finish her meal first. To quote, we might as well read the orders here. She's not wrong, the canteen is practically empty. Lunch ended over half an hour ago, but only Tross is still finishing her large serving. We're sitting at one table, Alba, Hannah, and me. Meow. Iluna is navigating under the table, lurking for leftovers that could fall from Tross's plate. The poor cat isn't aware that the last plane is meticulous when it comes to food, and it shouldn't count on anything. Drone sleeps in the room. We'll straighten our backs in anticipation. First, it glides to Alba. He checks a piece of paper from a letter pocket and hands it politely to Tross. Then it flies on the table and throws down the other two for me and Brandenburg, not caring if we catch them or not. Mine nearly falls into Tross's bowl of soup. I curse under my breath. Favoring Alba is a blatant discrimination of the other team members. Meow. Iluna expresses her rage. As soon as the drone approaches the cat, it begins to meow wildly. Howling, it runs off to chase the departing machine. Go get it, I think to myself. I delay opening my orders. Lately they've been bringing nothing good. Has the Empire attacked our territory again? Is the watchtower in danger? Damn it. Did the third one show itself? I raise my eyes from the piece of paper to look at the Lassplanes at my side. Neither of them is behaving differently, so I assume the watchtower must be safe. At least if our theory that the Lassplanes that they call Lassplanes when they are threatened is real. Warning, contents of these reports are classified. I unfold the piece of paper, my eyes scan its contents. It's brief, businesslike, as much as it shouldn't. A wave of relief floods me. It's just a patrol unit missing in action on the peripheries of our territory. Oh no, I hope they're alright. They sent a distress signal by radio before the contact was lost. Distress signal doesn't bode well. It bodes distress. Thanks to it, we know their last position. It hasn't been much time, but we should be able to find them. If they aren't decorating the seabed already, we must help them. They're fast, faster than regular units. Surely we can find them. We can cover more ground. Seems like an easy job. Flying to the site, rescue mission in case of skirmish. Gathering what's left, if there's anything. What's left? How can you be so calm about this? We all knew what we signed up for. The distress signal doesn't mean anything good. Hannah is right. Lassplanes are fast, but we may be late. The operation could have happened a while ago already. The rescue mission could turn into a search for bodies. But the way Brandenburg speaks calmly about the possible dark scenario is alarming. In this respect, Tross has the right to be shocked. Brandenburg shrugs slightly, noticing the emotions on Alba's face. I clear my throat, interrupting the discussion about it before it turns into an argument. Even Hannah's star status won't save her from Tross's great empathy. It seems like they were tasked with patrolling the Vale. The signal they sent came from its area. Do you think the Empire is behind this? It's quite possible. Maybe they forgot to refuel. Very funny. The distress signal didn't specify enemy units. Maybe there was a malfunction. Or maybe another batch of deserters faking their death in depths of the sea. There's no point. The unit couldn't take more supplies than half a day of flight. Besides, 5 of they faked their death. They were so close to the Vale they could just fly away. Exactly. Do we know what happened to those deserters? The ones you stopped? Me and Hannah look at each other. They just disappeared. HQ didn't mention them at all when they were taken away. They are probably stuck in a hole so deep no light can reach it. My thoughts returned to the sheet of paper in front of me. I doubt it was deserters' activity. It doesn't hold water. A malfunction so close to the veil also sounds unbelievable. I feel a lump growing in my throat. An Empire ambush. We must be ready for the worst. Silence. I can feel the awkwardness growing with every second. I know what I have to do. I have to decide which one of them will fly with me on the mission. It's not like I'm taking both, and now I'm a pilot of not one but two Lassplanes. I never thought it would come to this. Never in my life would I think that it would be a reason for my embarrassment. I glance sneakily at Hannah. My heart slips to my throat when I notice she's looking at me too. After yesterday evening, I want to fly with her. But I don't want Alba to think I swapped her for somebody else when she was gone. And so easily, she just came back. And so much has already changed. I don't know how to tell her I'd like to fly with Hannah without hurting her feelings. You should fly together.
Huh?
I just got back from the infirmary. I don't feel well enough. It'd be better. For the missing people, of course. Joss is an utterly terrible liar. I can see she's lying through her teeth. Her cheeks are red, eyes restless. Not a single word is honest. She hastily pushes her bowl away, now empty, and prepares to leave. I know what she's doing. She's trying to save me from the trouble of having to choose one of them. Are you sure about this, Alba? Of course. Besides, I would never skip dinner. I nod frantically. I appreciate her ploy with all my heart. Alba, you're the best. I glance at Hannah. I'm expecting to see the realization on her face as well. I hope she read the room too. But Brandenburg isn't looking at me. She's focused on Alba, her eyebrows raised on top of that. Oh no. You look fine to me. I know, I assure you I'm not. Bullshit. We freeze. I clear my throat as bluntly and pointedly as I can. I'm trying to catch Brandenburg's attention, but her probing eyes are still fixed on Alba. And Tross is desperately looking at me. She lifts her hand to her mouth, using the ultimate weapon. Covering her mouth, she coughs loudly. I'm very sick. In fact, I think I might go back to the infirmary for a few days. I think we should let Alba rest. Precisely. I think I'm gonna lie down. Tross turns away and heads to the exit, hiding her red face. I don't know if I should laugh or cry. So many boys, so many boys. My son is so shocked that the other girl went away. I don't know if I should laugh or cry. Oh, so many boys, too many boys. She's a terrible liar, true, but she did her best. The corners of my mouth rise in amusement. Hannah takes up my laughter. Comprehension reaches her belatedly. Surprise flashes on her face. Soon after that, I notice dangerous glint in her eye. Oh, I see. See what? Nothing really. Maybe Alba heard the conversation last night. She smiles, leaning back on her chair. Next time you want to invite me somewhere, maybe don't use Alba. I can't help it, she is gravely ill. Did you hear that cough, poor thing? Oh, I hope the quartermaster will make her some chicken broth. Me too. I hide my amusement behind the edge of my cup of water. The mission ahead makes me anxious, and yet I can't help but enjoy the fact we take off to the sky together again. I guess we finally get to fight. If my son allows it. Searching for the patrol unit turns out to be a painstaking task. Lentokone. It's an airplane. Despite the approximate location their distress signal came from, we don't know find anything to point us in any direction. We've been flying around the Vale for some time now, scanning the sky and the stormy sea. I wonder if the ocean has already swallowed their wrecks. The cover of clouds is so thick you can hardly see anything, including the barrier surrounding our kingdom. But its proximity is palpable. I can feel the energy in the air despite the aircraft hull covering. It sparks under my fingers, leaving stripes of bumps on my skin. I straighten my seat. Our radio comes to life in the control panel, catching the distress signal. We found them. My eyes follow their readings. Wait, it can't be true. I check again and then again. The distress signal is far away. It's not the distance that makes me suspicious, but the direction. It's coming from the enemy territory, from the Veil. This is madness. What did the poor guys get themselves into? The distress signal is coming from beyond Veil. Looks like they ventured into the enemy territory. We can't follow them. I recorded the location. Let's report it to HQ and go back. Interesting. And potentially deadly. Already said it's interesting. Let's go back. I can smell a trap from a mile away, right? But what would they want to achieve? We're faster than anything they could ever build. We could fly there, check the source of the signal, and return before they even have time to react. Let's say we go. There'll be no going back. HQ will never approve of this plan. Crossing the Veil is forbidden. Oh, since HQ doesn't let us save injured soldiers in need. It seems to me it's not about poor soldiers in need at all. I like to mix business with pleasure. You really want to fly there? Nobody has gone beyond Veil and come back. So can't we just escape now? Weren't you thrilled by the thought you could be the pioneer? Is the prelude to escaping like those deserters? Not at all. Let's call it a test run. Come on, Walter. Let's just a quick look. No, I don't like it, but fine. All my instincts are screaming when we turn to the Veil. I don't know if it's possible to cross it in any other aircraft. Only the last plane I'm piloting ensures my safe passage. I've always wondered how it works, how it stops the units. Is it as hard as a wall if an unauthorized person gets close? I grit my teeth. In the cover of the clouds, the barrier is nearly invisible. But I clearly feel the moment when we cross to the other side. My body stiffens, chill sneaks inside it. My throat's dry, the cold spreads inside my veins. Neck tense, muscle stiff, something is churning inside my stomach. The sensation is brief, fleeting, passes quickly, but it leaves an unpleasant aftertaste that lingers as we fly further ahead. We are rushing through the enemy's territory for the next maybe dozen minutes. The awareness of where we are makes me anxious. Lassplanes are fast, we break through the clouds with full power, and yet we are approaching the source of the distant distress signal unbearably slow. Okay, do we get to fight finally? Perun Empire. So many times I've imagined the outside world and what's hidden beyond the veil, but when the first mighty structures come out from behind the clouds I freeze. Ooh! Large bridges reach for the sky, the grandeur makes me feel small. Just like traversing the entrails of this sky-high highway once invented for land vehicles. Familiar enemy flags flutter in the wind. Sight of them I feel knots filling up my stomach. No, it looks like a Nazi flag or something. Nazi Klingons. The Perun Empire, this is it. We reach their territory, the edge of their land. Adrenaline is coursing in my veins. I'm ready for any bang of cannons shooting at us. Swarms of enemy units in the air. But as we are racing in the sky, nothing appears. This world is desolate. Hannah is silent, just like me. She watches the world around us, taking in information. Her emotions seep under my fingers. I sense her sorrow. The bridge constructions emerging from the clouds roads destroyed. They bear traces of damage, maybe from fighting or maybe from the passage of time. Deserted, I can only describe it that way. I don't see a single living soul around. Not what you expected. I heard it wasn't good. But I had no idea it's... She turned silent, unable to find the right words. This place is like a graveyard. Bridges are towering around us like monuments of old great civilization. We have to... Enemies in sight. Okay, finally. They're like cursed or something. What's this? Come on, man. Oh no. Okay. Part of me was nearly glad to see the opponents on the horizon. The one that felt uncomfortable in this desolate place. The one that was right to expect a horde of enemies welcoming us to their territory. But when the first units rushed to meet us, unrest grew in my heart. Something is wrong, very wrong. Yeah, it's like they're, I don't know, yeah, undead machines or something. I knocked down so many Empire halls into sea depths that I would recognize them anywhere. These were not unlike the others, mostly, but the pale blue gleam seeping from them was just as familiar as the light, this utterly disturbing haunting way. It was so similar to... Was this the light? Yes, looks like it. The Empire has access to the light. An understatement. These units, this place, freaks of it. I can feel the stench in the air. But it doesn't make any sense. We were taught nobody else has access to the light. Where did it come from? Is this your main concern? What else? Look around. Look what it did to this world. A chill runs down my spine when I look at the abandoned constructions. They seem man-made. How long ago? For what purpose? Were they part of the road infrastructure? Normal mundane element of the daily lives of the locals. His thesis seems so far from reality. Breaches resemble a gloomy memory of what they have been, abandoned and dented by time. I could swear I can see flashes of blue in the cracks. Even the water here seems dark, muddled. There's no sign of life around, people, animals, even birds in the sky. These strange units. None of it is making any sense whatsoever. We should turn around. We're on the enemy territory without backup. But the place is as depressing as it's intriguing. I glanced at the cockpit gouges. We're approaching a source of the signal. Crap, we got more of them coming. Oh, that's not very nice. Okay. It is. Blah, blah, blammo. Blammo, blammo. Oh no! Ow! Let's use the missiles since I have them. Ouch. Damage. My son is trying to say something. Right. What are these units? Who are the pilots inside them? Lone guards of this corrupted, forgotten world? They don't look like the ones which breached the veil and attacked our island. Those Empire soldiers must have come from somewhere. But is this what their homeland looks like? Is it really everything left from the Karun Empire? If so, what's the purpose they see in attacking Celestia? They have the light, although their reality looks entirely different from ours. Our kingdom is a beautiful, luscious island full of greenery, sand beaches, and charming villages. This place is like a desolate wasteland, forgotten even by the rays of the sun, hidden behind a curtain of clouds. Conquering our island will change nothing. So what's their aim? A healthy territory untouched by this plague. Our island is tiny compared to the vastness of the Empire. I doubt it could even hold even a quarter of its inhabitants. Or at least I did. Now looking at this empty world, maybe it's all that's left of them.
嘘。
I can't believe that. The world looks like this. I can't believe it has been destroyed. Do you think it's connected with the light? Of course. It fills every nook and cranny of this place. It guides every machine moving to fight with us. The place is cursed. You talk out like it's the light's doing, but it's just an energy with special properties, doesn't have a mind of its own.
どうやって？
How can you be so sure? Celestia was in one piece last time I checked. The island is doing great, nay, better than ever since they invented the light. But how long will it be like this? Do you think the future of this place awaits us? I don't know.
だと。
I only know that the light is not to be messed with. It can do a lot of good, but also so much harm it would take your breath away. The girl's sorrow fills the air around me, resonates with the hull of the plane. I know this is not what she was expecting from the world she was so curious about. We reached the source of the signal. Quick flights there and back. With hobbits. I grit my teeth, seeing more units on the horizon. The source is ahead of us. Ouch.
火力全開。
These laser thingies are really annoying. Really don't like them. Ow.
火力全開。
Ow. Let's get the shield. Destroy these things.
傷跡残らないといえば。
Don't have to. Oh.
いや。行け。
Harbinger. Harbinger, what it was. Whatever it is, it's the boss. Or a boss.
ロケットチャージ完了。やあ。 引っ張らないでね。
Ow.
ロケットチャージ完了。
There's lots of bullets going on. Flying around.
オートエイムライン準備できた。 We
did it. My heart is pounding so hard in my chest that I feel like it could burst out at any moment. It was the source of the signal this thing managed to destroy, which turned out to be incredibly dangerous. It was a freaking trap, I knew it. I was right, and yet I don't feel any better. I breathed heavily for a while, regaining composure. Should be composure. It was not an easy battle. It wasn't that tough. The deeper we get into this place, the more I miss home. I had to break it to you, but I told you so. Are you okay? I never said it was not a trap. Fair enough. At least we deactivated the source of the signal and nobody else will be lured to this place. Here's your test run. Happy now? Absolutely not. I expected anything from the outside world, but not this. Our island isn't that bad anymore, huh?
Yeah.
I'd argue. Hey, but it's interesting. This place lured us into a trap. But why? What were the units doing here? From the strategic point of view, I don't see anything worth protecting. Where are the military bases? They must be taking off to Celestia from somewhere. I don't know. I don't plan to find out when their backup arrives. Let's go back. Fine. I think I'm done with exploring the world for today. Okay. We got to level 2, medium, silver medal. That's good. Yeah, so everything seems screwed. What we saw there sent a chill down my spine, but that can the chill can continue tomorrow. I should probably end the stream here. So yeah, there was lots of. It wasn't there was story exposition, but more it was relationship stuff in the game. But at least I got finally the fight. It took more than 2 hours for me to get here, but finally we got a fight, and it was decent. But anyway, I'm gonna end the stream. I am Adventure Argonaut. I thank you for watching. Bye bye. Bye bye.